Hi guys, I've got a review today on the new Italian premium tank. Now I'm just going to call this the P.46. I don't want to butcher the pronunciation of its actual name, so I'm just going to avoid that entirely. So this is the P.46 review. See, I even managed to nearly butcher that. Now I was gifted this by a tanker on Twitter. He's asked to remain anonymous, but he knows who he is, and I'm really grateful for him gifting me this. It's a fun tank, I've been enjoying the games I've had in it. Basic overview of the tank: it's medium tank, tier 8 plays up to tier 10. It's fast, very agile tank, really good ground resistances. It's got good gun handling, it's got bugger all armour, got 50% silver bonus, 10% crew, so, you know, not amazing, but you're okay, you can earn silver with this. And it's got the auto reloading gun. Now, no other tank in the game has got this currently. Whereas with an auto loader, when you fire, you've either got to just, drive off with half a clip left, or reload your whole clip and wait. This tank, however, reloads each shell in that clip for you automatically, so you never have to reload, a full clip and you sat there for 40 seconds. That doesn't happen in this tank. Each shot you do fire, though, has a longer reload time. So if you fire all three, that third shell is going to take longer to reload than the last shell would do. So you only fire that third shell if you've got a target of opportunity, or if you know you can clip the tank you're facing if you fire that third shell. Otherwise, keep hold of it, because the reload when you fire that one is noticeably really quite long. Try and only fire the first two shells really. Now here, I'm going to fire all three. I'll fire two at this guy and they bounce, and this guy's driving along in front of me, side on, so I'll fire my third shot. I got lucky and got the ammo rack. Even if I didn't, I would have found that worth firing there, because I've got plenty of cover here and support, so I don't mind the fact I've got a long reload at this point. Now if I was in a standard auto loader, this guy might have YOLO'd me, because I'd have a long reload. And while the last shell does have about 11-12 seconds reload on it, I don't think this guy was counting my shots. He seems to be unsure if I'm loaded or not. Could be green tanks on the left me either, they've got a line of sight on him. But either way, I've managed to load a couple of shells now. But I'm not getting over eager and trying to fire all of them. I'm fine just firing one and letting that reload, and that's one of the joys of this tank. You can play it just like you would any other single shot tank, albeit with a bad reload. You're looking at about 8 to 9 seconds if you only fire the first shell. So it does have a long reload for the alpha it does, which is 240. But against distracted tanks like this who aren't looking at you, it can be good to use your full clip to get the damage. Now what I should have done was shot the heavy tank down in the ditch. I would have got myself another kill there. I'm going to regret that later on. The tank is it's versatile in its own unique way though. It's kind of interesting to use. It's one of those tanks that becomes more dangerous the longer you survive. Early on in the game, you've got crap DPM, compared to the other medium tanks. You've got to be dead careful, but if you can survive till the end, then you can go and play the role of an auto-loading scout, basically. You can be quite dangerous. Now I didn't know there's a boss to go over there and just lost a chunk of my HP, so I'm going to fire the one shot and back off. It's easy to do a mistake in any auto-loading tank, which is when you see a target in front of you, you want to fire all your clips. Only do that if they're not going to get a chance to return fire again, because if they are, then it's just not worth the trade. If I'd have hung around there trying to put more shots into him, he would have shot me again and I'd have, no HP left right now. Now here I was trying to get a shot on the Ferdinand, but he's already gone. I'm having a look to see if there's anyone up there I can shoot, and there's not, so I just need to turn around and get out of here. Now there, the turning rate wasn't so great, but I was turning on water, which is obviously pretty bad terrain. I'm not going to go straight forward at this point because there's too many green tanks. If you ever see a big group of green tanks like that, don't get stuck in it. All you're going to do is all block each other off. Only 2 people can fire and the rest are just staring at the back ends of each other's tanks. It's a bad situation. So I've gone to flank. Now these guys have got low HP, and this is where the auto-loading aspect of the gun comes in use. I do have a bit of lag here, so I overshot, but they're both dead. Get to see the lag I randomly shoot the wall. I love it when that happens. Now I'm going to shoot this guy as soon as my last shell is loaded, because I fired all 3 there, but you can see the reload here, just waiting for 1 shell. It's quite a while, and this is why you can't get caught out alone with this tank, because other tanks will just cut you to bits while you're waiting. It's a powerful tank, but you've got to be careful with it. You've got to make sure you've always got plenty of cover nearby. You want to have support. Now I'm still reloading at this point. I've got 1 shell I think in my clip. And this guy I know I can take out. I'm still reloading while I'm driving around here, thankfully. I'm going to put a shell in him. Something that's worth mentioning with it is with the auto reloading mechanic, if you fire and you're partway through reloading a shell, it will completely reset the reload on the shell you were loading and fire off the shell you already had loaded. So if you're, let's say you've got one shell left in your clip, you're loading your second shell, you're 3 seconds away from it being loaded, but you need to fire, so you fire, then you've got to reload all 3 shells again. So you've got to be careful there. Sometimes it's prudent to try letting that reload, on the current shell finish. Because if you don't, you do find the DPM just miserable, really. So the key to this tank is just managing that reload. But if you can do that, and it takes a few games to get used to it, but once you've got that nailed down, then it becomes quite fun. Here, these are quite low health, so again, I'm able to put 2 into him and he's dead. And this guy's fairly close. Now at this point, I've not got enough to kill him. I've only got the 1 shell and it's loading the second. But because he just got hit, I don't mind resetting the shell on my second reload here to fire my final shell at him and get the kill. That was 7 kills. If I'd have shot the guy earlier, that heavy tank, I would have got myself a Radley Walters, so I was kind of kicking myself a little bit. But it shows how fast this tank can secure kills, especially later on. Oh, it's also got really good camo from what I can tell. I've been getting away doing some things where in most other tanks I've been detected, and I've not been in this one. So it seems to be quite sneaky. For people who've played tanks like a Leopard one, you'll probably really enjoy this. I got 209k there, but that was just because I look at the Irish. That would have been 109k on a win, doing 3k damage with 7 kills, so this does earn you decent money, but if you want to break 100k, you're going to have to do a fair bit of damage. It's not the best silver earning premium. If you're after a really good silver earner, I'd still suggest the Lerva or the Atomic, one of those really. But this one's okay, and obviously it trains up those Italian crews for you, ready for the line launching. I will say though, I am enjoying this tank, but I got it for free. I believe the base price is going to be around 11k, which for a medium tank is really quite expensive. If you've got the money, disposable, then I'd say go for it. It's a fun tank, it's going to train up crews. The Italian line, judging by what this tank is like, is going to be worth grinding up. But it's a very expensive tank, and I'd definitely consider carefully, whether you're going to buy it or not. Now here, I'm just going to go through the camos, because I was asked on the forum. Someone wanted to know what the camos were, because apparently we've got some the PC don't have. I've taken screenshots and they're on my Xbox profile, but I thought I'd just go through, and this gives you guys a chance just to see the Italian camos with them being brand new. There's some interesting ones on there. I wouldn't say they're my favourite camos. I think the Germans and the British tanks have got the best, but they're okay. Now I'll load up the stat screen just so you can see the gun handling stats and things like that. It's got a decent view range. The gun's fairly standard for, the tier 8 mediums. I've got a Wraith, which is a variant on the 58 Mutts, and it seems similar to that. It's really quite good. Now I'll show you the armour. That's it. You do not have much. I did bounce a Borsig shot in that last game, but that's just because he hit me at a freak angle. You can't rely on the armour at all. But yeah, I quite like it. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, I appreciate it. Cheers.